Welcome to the Spiritual Files, a segment dedicated to overcoming the rigid perspectives that keep us from connecting with God. Today's reading is from the first chapter in A Course in Miracles. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. Miracles as such do not matter. The only thing that matters is their source, which is far beyond evaluation. Miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. His voice will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. Miracles are healing because they supply a lack. They are performed by those who temporarily have more, for those who temporarily have less. Miracles are a kind of exchange, like all expressions of love, which are always miraculous in the true sense. The exchange reverses the physical laws. They bring more love to both the giver and the receiver. Prayer is the medium of miracles. It is a means of communication of the created with the Creator. Through prayer, love is received, and through miracles, love is expressed. There's a lot to think about in those few verses. The first thing to think about is your understanding of what you think a miracle is. That narrative might be found in your God file. Now, when it comes to miracles, many people reference scenes from biblical movies like the parting of the Red Sea and the Ten Commandments, or somebody coming back from the dead like the boy in the movie Breakthrough, or the little girl in the Miracles from Heaven, or the little boy in Heaven is Real. And then they immediately think they aren't worthy of something like that. Now, when it comes to being worthy, which is knowing your self-worth, there's not necessarily a mind file that has that title. The files that deal with self-worth have titles like Nobody Loves Me, which would have been created after the I Got in Trouble Today mind file started overflowing, which was likely created after the I Deserve file started overflowing, which probably began with the If I'm good, then I'll get mind file. Initially, the If I'm good then I'll get mind file would have been housed in the love cabinet. It doesn't take too many positive experiences to form an expectation. So the If I'm good, then I'll get file quickly becomes the I deserve file. But at some point, the expectation of being rewarded wasn't met. And the more those expectations aren't met, well, that's when the file begins to shift and change its energy. The I got in trouble today file, or the mommy or daddy is mad at me file, starts to gain narratives. And if the disappointments keep adding up, then that file becomes nobody loves me, which eventually becomes the I'm not worthy file. Disappointment to a child is a big feeling, especially if the initial experiences are filled with rewards and games and fun. As children, we don't understand how hectic and stressful our parents' lives are. All we understand is our own feelings. That's why it's important to dig into the mind files and review and reassess them from an adult perspective. Okay, so let's go back to that first file about your definition of miracles. When disappointment becomes an everyday experience, then being rewarded feels like a mountain that you'll never be able to climb. So, if you watch a movie that deals with what appears to be big rewards from a father in the sky, then the files that are getting referenced as you watch that movie is probably one that talks about not getting what you wanted. But more likely, that file deals with your dad and not being able to live up to his expectations. So be honest. Did you even hear anything after I finished reading the first few sentences? The last sentence I read was this one: Prayer is the medium of miracles. It is a means of communication of the created, which is you, with the creator, which is God. You see, miracles start to happen when you love yourself enough to find the courage to dig through your mind files and reassess them from an adult perspective. Miracles supply a lack because they help you understand that the lack that you thought you had wasn't real. If you follow me on Facebook, you might have seen this post. A miracle is a message from God that heals a past wound. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you learned something that'll help you help yourself. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can also find me on Facebook at Aces High. See you next time.